Hello, everybody, and welcome to round four of the lower bracket semis for our Q1 Invitational for 2026. We have once again JJ Assassin and Nomgoose. My name is Mr. Jackdax, and I'm actually joined by one of the players, Onder. How you doing?
Yes, I'm doing pretty good, all things considered. I was fortunate enough to be eliminated swiftly, so I get to be on the commentary, which I like doing. So I'm
Yeah,
grateful
unfortunately,
for that. Silver linings, man.
we didn't get to see your deck. We did talk about it a little bit. That we were told that you have Urza Saga Store Championship promos. Your deck is super blinged out, from what I've heard.
Yeah, my brain likes playing Painter, so I've basically committed to all the swag you can commit to, and yeah, I've got those sagas and the stuff. It's been like a project, but it's basically done at this point.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. I mean, on the stream we have Blue White Blink and Is It Delver Not Delver. You thankfully are very familiar with this Is It Delver Is It Delver
Oh
match as you
yes.
played against it. Tell me about the perspective. Like, what are your thoughts on it?
From perspective of Painter, or just like in general in the
Oh, in
metagame, or
general.
what? So this version, he mentioned or post match, he likes the Storm Chaser's Talent a lot more than traditional Delver, and I tend to agree with that. Delver's not felt super great in the format for a little while now. It seems, it's just especially the games where you don't get to flip it aggressively and you just have a 1/1. Storm Chaser's floor is just, I think, a little bit better than that, and then the flexibility of the level up. Or like getting back the card from the graveyard. Very, very nice. And then Cutter, just such a fast clock sometimes. I think this is a pretty potent list in our current metagame. I don't know. I'm not super optimistic about it against the Azorius, though. I think the Azorius is going to have some potent tools for shutting down the early tempo game plan of this. But that's about where my headspace is. What about you?
I'm on the same plan. I mean, Azorius Blink is very, very powerful. In this case, against Is It Delver Not Delver, Delver does have some explosive starts if it can get off rolling. But the Azorius Blink deck has some very powerful tools to shut it down. So it just depends on the threat density and where we end up pace wise with the tempo. I mean, as always with Is It decks.
One interesting thing about this is that the Felia is such a threatening card, and it has flash, so you get to kind of disallow the Is It deck from getting that tempo advantage by making them play on their turn with the flashing into the Felia. They basically, I feel like they really need to answer that. At least I need to answer it. So I don't know. Excited for the games though.
Oh, for sure. And we do know from our spotting team that we have Nomgoose is on the play. So Is Delver is in a very, very comfortable position as it likes to be in. Being on the play means their dazes are pretty live. So we'll see. We'll
Oh
see
yeah.
if JJ can close us out and potentially get through all the dazes. But who knows?
This is the 6 stifle list as well. Interesting from the blue white.
Oh, yeah. And it looks like
6
Nomgoose molds is 5. So the first two hands were not
Oh,
very good. So that will also change the math a little bit on this. But we're starting off with the classic fetch into probably a volcanic island, and I imagine either a ponder or a Darcy.
ooh, grabs the basic, and yeah, I think you're right with the ponder. But we'll see.
I mean, it would be the classic Bosch and roll start.
Yeah, Island Ponder these
Oh,
days. Oh, there's the
it
new
is
card, Storm
actually the
Chasers.
chaser. The
Yeah.
powerful card in standard that we're seeing, and now we're seeing it in legacy. Making your otter with prowess. It seems like JJ and Namagoose have the same kind of style and
Tamio.
flavor. They're both playing. I believe that's the Theros into Darkness or whatever basics.
Yeah, Beyond Death, I think. Yeah,
Beyond Death or Journey into Nyx. One of the two. I remember. And we're
yeah.
seeing the Tamio. Very powerful card. I mean, some people are saying it should be banned. What are your thoughts on that?
I am a little biased because my deck, I play a lot of Pyroblasts in my deck. So Tamio hasn't. I still die to it though, despite that. I think it's pretty good. I like the play patterns of it. Honestly, it's a little bit too much with Brainstorm, but I like the options that it has. But it's pretty strong.
Yeah, I know a lot of people complain about the fact that you can just dodge things, so on and so
Mm.
forth with it. So, I mean, there are ways to interact, but it is pretty tricky. And again, this is hitting for 3.
Three over the
This is
top
a
of the
very fun
Tamio.
prowess trigger. Yep. And I imagine we're going to take a look at the top. It's Flooded Strand. Nothing too bad.
Split Strand.
Yeah, I think the otters are very good for this deck. Prowess creatures are always nice. The monks are great off core steel, so it really feeds into the threat density of what we're looking at, especially since we're doing
Oh
mission
yeah.
combos with bolts and
The Delver might feel a little better against this blue-white blink when the Felia comes down and tries to get rid of your tokens. That'll be pretty annoying to deal with.
oh, for sure. I'm sure Felia is not going to be a very fun time. The otter being gone, the monks being gone. The only thing that isn't really going away is your Darcy's and
Oh,
oh, we're
you
going to see the
stifled the fetch
stifle.
land.
That is
There's the four.
rough.
That's really bad. After the Multi-5 too, I
That
don't
is
even know if he'll
rough.
be able to follow up with another land.
Oh, we
And
did
he does
see
have a
the
Valk.
natural Volk. But that could have been a very, very bad situation. I imagine we're going to play a Darcy here or a Bolt.
Notably, okay, there's the Bolt for the TMEO. He does have untapped mana, but nothing to flip it with, or at least maybe something better to do. And
We
then
at
in
least
for
get our
two.
trigger. We do get our two. So yeah, it is a weird position to be in for JJ's side of things. I mean, you could have fetched and hopefully had something. I mean, this is a very powerful blue deck, and blue does play a lot of counter spells. You have the four force wills and whatnot. But fetching for your Azorius tap land to get your look on the top is always nice.
Oh yeah, and this is like a pretty safe archive, especially after the Multi-5, because like even if the opponent untaps and wastes you, I feel like you can pretty easily rebuild through that. Could have gotten the planes, but wanted the selection over it, and puts the land in the graveyard, so he must have a little bit more lands in his hand.
Yeah, that's always a very weird push and pull with this kind of format where you have too many lands, you want to get rid of them, and then sometimes it can come back to bite you, especially with the density of wastelands in the Is It Delver list.
Mm. So it makes the third land drop, and I'm anticipating Ophelia at some point this turn.
Yeah, I assume it would be
Well,
on the attack if we do that.
mm, I don't even know, because like his life is still pretty. Oh, and there's a wasteland.
Yeah, this might actually cause the trigger to come in of just I'm gonna float the mana and cast Felia now.
Yeah, so you can get it around days here.
Ooh,
Oh, he's brainstorming in response.
it's still pretty good. We do have the
He
fetch
might.
land.
He had the option. He might. No. I was gonna see if he dazed his own brainstorm or something, but he's actually not even playing days. So that's why you study the deck lists.
Yeah, that's really the fun part of the preparation when you have the invitational online. Once you have your deck list submitted, you get to look at other people's deck lists. Like once it's all finalized and everyone gets it, and you really get to see if
Yeah,
someone's playing Spice. I mean, in this case, you'll have the knowledge of JJ playing Stifle, and you should really be playing around that. But in this case, you might be forgetting that.
in for two and doesn't do anything before damage. It looks like, and there's another bauble. Sees a ponder. So at the very least, he can crack the clue if he doesn't have a Ophelia.
Yeah, and at the very
Would be
least,
unfortunate to get dazed here after going for the brainstorm. Um,
and for anyone
if
watching,
he,
they did know about the ponder on top, which is why they just flipped it over and didn't care about showing it to the opponent and not trying to look away. I mean, they did the
yeah, the
brainstorm, so
brainstorm piled it up. Yeah,
but typically in that case, we would normally have the players look away while they handed it up to the camera. It's the traditional way of doing it. But in this case, it doesn't matter because they both know what was on top at this point. Oh, we're
okay,
seeing
there's the
Ophelia.
Ophelia. Yeah, this and that resolves. Okay,
Interesting.
I've got untapped mana. Ooh, I feel like this Ophelia is gonna get to attack. Put a trigger on the stack. We would have probably seen a bolt on the
I
instant.
thought we would have seen a daze, but I guess we
Yeah,
weren't showing
the
anything.
days would have been timely there. Would have been unfortunate to get dazed there, but didn't have it. And now we're fetching all of our basics out, insulating from the wasteland.
And really, the key is to get to 3 mana on this deck list. I mean, a
And I
lot
was
of your
wondering if
stuff.
we were going to see this Teferi. Gets the impression that the coast is clear for it. Not quite. Got to counter it.
Yeah, do you want to force this? This is a question.
Force resolves, but we're so far. I think we're so far ahead with the Felia.
Oh, for sure.
Now getting the token out of play. So Delver really wants to play a Murktide here. I don't even think he's got enough cards in his hand to rely on Cutter at this point. He's got like no cards actually. Sees a wasteland on top. I think is what it was.
It's whatever. Yeah, it's a wasteland. It's whatever. It doesn't do anything.
I think he's gonna go in the dirt if he wastelands that Volk right now.
Yeah.
And he's already pretty firmly in the dirt, but I mean, you could always go deeper. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure. Insult to injury is always a thing that exists.
Yeah, man.
We're
I
gonna
wield the shovel
Riddler.
myself.
That is an all
Riddler,
star.
Felia. Yeah.
I love seeing some good standard cards that are not overtuned that are showing up in other lists. I mean, it's showing up in Legacy, it's showing up in Modern, and it's very good in Standard. And I imagine it's probably good in Pioneer. I don't know about that format, but I'm sure it probably is.
Oh yeah. I really like Riddler. I
And
bought a
we're seeing
playset.
a fun
I don't
interaction
play it
here.
myself. And we're gonna get the warp on the Riddler, and it's gonna come back and draw another card. And we do waste the Volk.
We
And I
actually
think
aren't getting
is
the
it's
warp here because we exiled it with Felia, so it comes back as a natural.
Oh yeah. You're right. So warp it into play, then blink, and it sticks around. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I
that's
meant
a
to say.
very fun interaction that you don't get to see too much.
And Delver sees the writing on the wall and scoops up the cards. But what are we looking to board from the Delver's perspective?
Well, from the Delver perspective, we are gonna see Surgicals, we've got Pyroblast, we've got all sorts of fun things going up against this blue white blink deck. And I'm going to say, honestly, Unholy Heats are coming in. This is a matchup where you need to remove planeswalkers and creatures. Unholy Heats are my
Yeah,
first port of call, no matter what. And I think
yeah, I
after
like
that, maybe Force Negations and or Pyroblast. It just depends on what you're really concerned with.
Negation is an interesting one. They're going to be looking to see what comes in. I like Wrath from the blue-white side. So maybe you want Force for that to insulate, especially in the play. I like Blast, and I like the Unholy Heat, as you mentioned, as well. Consign is like an interesting one, but I don't think it's going to be very good. Definitely want to counter the stuff like the Teferis and then the Riddlers as well, the Warped Riddlers. Um, would be nice to counter.
Yeah,
But
it's
then for
such a hard thing to think about. But honestly, I think in this matchup, you're probably just cutting your Force of Wills and probably bringing in Unholy Heats, Pyroblast, and Negations. It really just depends on what you end up doing. I mean, there's some interesting play patterns you can get around with some of the other stuff, but really, this is going to be the match that you want to be on the play and you want to do damage. I don't think Price of
hmm
Progress is it. I think Meltdown is probably not that great.
hmm
Surgical is not that great, and Graph Diggers does really nothing here. So it's all about
hmm
what's on that. And then in terms of the Jeskai list, as we saw, we were looking at the Thelias. I imagine again it's going to be very similar. We're going to be probably bringing in a prismatic ending. We'll probably bring in the Force of Negation and or a Fluster Storm, but definitely I see the Wrath of the Skies coming in. That makes most sense to me.
He's got this Celestial Purge, which could come in as an answer to Cutter. It also kills
Darcy's.
most of the problematic things. It really only doesn't kill Murktide. Everything else is all the tokens are red and blue, I think.
Oh, for
So
sure.
that
It's a
could come
very
in.
interesting list to think about. And of course, we're seeing the one Caracas again for the legendary creature. That is Tameo. So that's always a nice defensive option for us. But I imagine that we'll only see probably the Wrath of the Skies and maybe a Fluster and Force. I mean, it's just a real good question that. But definitely Celestial Purge is a funny one to think about. Getting rid of permanently, any of the Quarry Steel Cutters is quite helpful.
I feel like if you've got that one Celestial Purge in your sideboard, you're kind of just like, oh, Celestial Purge is great here, and it just comes in all the time.
I imagine you shave on the forces and probably the stifles are the two I'd be shaving the most on.
Yeah, I think I agree. And then maybe on the draw, the dazes. So I of course I've thought there wasn't days, and there's dazes right there. There's three of
Yeah,
them.
there's three
I
of them
think
plus
those
the two
probably could come
consigns.
out.
So
Yeah, and then some number of these stifles are kind of awkward, but it's really nice to proactively jam something into play. 3 mana, stifle your own warp end of turn. Trigger, keep a riddle around or something like that. Plus, we saw Stifle was really great that game. A lot of fetch lands. Only one. Usually, these Delver decks are only on like one basic. All their other lands are stifleable.
yeah, they're on one basic and usually one Thundering Falls plus the four of Volks. So your chances of hitting is pretty good.
It's
It
pretty
looks like
good.
we're keeping
Yeah.
seven on both sides. Then we're gonna start it up for a turn one bobble. The classic. I'm gonna look first
Bobble fetch.
before I
Yeah.
fetch. I've made too many mistakes with that where I've accidentally fetched then bobbled. My bad. The true
It's
foolish
fun to
situation.
it's fun to shuffle, you know.
Yes, yeah,
So sometimes you just want to pick up the cards and shuffle. Now it makes a lot of sense.
yeah. It's fun to shuffle, but not too much. That's why we don't have Yorion anymore. Too much
Mm,
shuffling is too much shuffling.
especially with all those cards.
Oh yeah.
Draws on
Commander
upkeep,
cards.
Scalding Tarn, and pass.
I mean, JJ's in the winning position right now. Doesn't have to do much. I mean, the threat density is more about just responding and reacting. I mean, most of JJ's cards are instant speed, so not too much going on here.
Yeah. There's another bauble.
I do question playing out the bauble this fast unless you do know about.
Yeah, it makes it hard to double spell, and
Yeah, it's really hard to trigger the Quarry Steel Cutter if this happens.
you lose a lot of selection value with Darcy's not in play. But I guess he's just really looking for something.
It does make me question if there's no ponders or brainstorms in that hand. What kind of searches are we looking for here?
Interesting.
There's the
I think
vault.
he bobbled him. It feels like he bobbled himself on his opponent's upkeep, so he drew on his turn. I don't know. That was
Yeah, it was a
I
bit of a
didn't notice
weird
him draw
one.
for it. But there's Darcy.
I think they immediately pass after bobbling. I think that's why.
Okay.
That would be the most logical sense because it says target themselves and pass based on our lovely table splitter.
We're playing him on Stifle now. We're
Yeah,
not about it anymore.
we aren't dealing with this. Not today.
Yeah. Yeah.
We saw the stifle, and it's kind of the old adage of once you get stifled once, shame on you. If you get stifled twice, shame on me.
Yeah. Aggressive Volk. It feels like this is all happening with the Darcy on the stack, but I don't quite know.
I would assume so. My understanding is Darcy. Actually, no, it's Darcy resolves, then pass, and then they fetched, and in response, fetched again.
Okay,
Because
cool.
they don't want to get stifled, which, as someone who has been stifled multiple turns in a row, it is really backbreaking when that does happen.
Yeah. There's the Instaphilia. And Nomgoose does have a daze for it this time.
Ah. Yeah, no, that does go to the R, JJ. It's going away. We're just talking about the
Yeah,
triggers.
they were resolving the surveil trigger.
We're talking about
land,
the
it looks
triggers.
like.
That's all that matters. And interestingly enough, we're seeing 3 cards in the graveyard for delirium counting. We only need a sorcery or or a creature or an enchantment, all of which is possible. Just depends on what we see. Depends on the luck of your draw. I do know, as someone who's played a lot of Is It Tempo, you can get into a funny situation where you attack for 1 and then you bolt someone, and then pray to God off the top rope. Yeah, pray to God top rope. It's a creature or a sorcery or any one of those that triggers your delirium. You're just like, oh, congratulations, it's now bigger.
Oh yeah, I like. Seems like it could come up in this match. I guess Philly just blinks it out, but you could maybe grow the DRC in blocks or before blocks sometimes. But the Philly probably just blinks it out or something usually. So maybe that never comes up.
I mean, typically it never comes up unless Felly is trying to block in response. So you swing it for 1, and it's like, oh, this is free, and it's like, okay, well,
It's free.
I'll bolt you to face or something, or I'll cast an instant brainstorm and just reveal something, and you're about to die. Congratulations.
Oh yeah.
Thanks for casting Felia.
Look, I feel like we want to keep this wasteland around for a little bit. We know he's got another Volk in his hand from the days, and he's got 2 mana and pass. It looks like.
There's also a situation where you have the wasteland and you use it, and then you're out of the mana that you need because a lot of the critical engine of Blink is being on 2. So you kind of need to have 2 free mana open at almost all times to get around to what you want to do. We are going to see
There's the cutter. Surveil trigger.
Are we going to allow this cutter to resolve? It looks like we are. This is quite scary for JJ, I would say. I mean, you do have Swords of Plowshares and whatnot, but it's still concerning.
Darcy trigger cutter. He kept it on top. So he must like that one. I wonder what he's got.
You do get to deal 2 damage.
2.
I assume not attacking with the Darcy just because you don't want to accidentally run into something big.
Yeah, stuck as a 1/1. Yeah, it could be rough. Although it would grow your other one.
It would grow your other one. So that is a consideration I also did think about. I'm like, maybe we do want to get rid of it.
Well, if he untaps and wraths you for 1, that will also give you delirium.
Unfortunately, it does not help. It unfortunately does not help you much. It will give you delirium, but at what cost?
I think even if he did it, we probably could afford to hold it for 2 and sweep the cutter as well.
Yeah, no, for
Just not
sure.
under, not theoretically under pressure, but as long as these things stay as 1/1s, it's pretty safe. Surveil's a, is that a
Brainstorm.
brainstorm? Yeah, it's the yard. And yeah, this would be a Wrath for 2 if he's got it, actually. So no
Yeah,
waiting needed. Could just pop it off right now.
yeah. Assuming it's here, I imagine we might be
3,
getting
so maybe
somewhere.
Teferi, it looks like. Or Wrath
Wrath
for 1
for
around
one.
days.
Yeah, Wrath for
Yeah.
one around days does make sense. Keeping the cut
Yep,
around
and it
is a little
resolves.
annoying, but
Yeah, being forced to double spell in these mid games can get, you can do it a couple times, but it gets harder and harder.
I mean, there is also the fact that 2 Mishra's Baubles are in the yard. It's a lot.
Oh yeah, and the density, yeah, you really want to go cantrip and cantrip, and
It's a
it's
lot
rough. We've
easier.
got 5 mana now, so now 3,
Yeah, I
and there's
imagine
the Teferi.
this is a bit of a weakness here. I mean, they could eat a force, could be a pyroblast.
Or
Yeah,
it could
really
just resolve, man. Bounce
interesting.
nothing.
Very interesting choices are being made right
I think I like that actually, because like the Core Steel Cutter's its own spell, so it doesn't really do that
now.
much stopping the double spelling or anything like that. I mean, obviously you have to cast it, but I think it's
So here's
interesting.
an
I think Blessing would have been nice too, because then you could minus and get the token out the following turn.
So we are keeping
Um,
mana up for Felia, but we're in kind of an interesting situation where I think the plan is to go after the Corey Steel Cutter to hit the Teferi, but I imagine because we just waste into this, they're gonna attempt to. Interesting. I wonder.
floats and yeah,
Thinking
floats
about
in pre-combat.
thinking
Yeah,
about it.
that's an
Okay,
unholy heat for the Teferi.
I assume that's the
That's going to
Teferi.
trigger the cutter.
We are now fetching
Fetch
down.
and response.
We still have the floating mana. I assume we have not changed phases.
And yeah, actually, plussing the Teferi would have been pretty bad into this unholy heat. So good he got the card out of it when he did.
For sure. For sure. And now we're gonna see
And he
another Plasma.
would have resolved the card if he bounced it anyway. So I guess he didn't feel compelled to do that. But he's got 1 floating mana still from the wasted land.
What can we do on 2 mana that is actually relevant here that we care about? Oh right,
Celestial Purge,
we do see
baby.
the purge. We do see the purge. It did come in.
Yep.
We did talk about the fun corner case of yeah, this card's pretty good if you want to get rid of the Corey Steelcutter. And yeah,
It's gone. The monk is still going to enter.
yes, the monk will still enter. It
No
will not be
haste, though.
equipped though. Yeah, it is a 1/1 prowess monk.
Tap with 4 mana and
Now,
draw.
don't underestimate the 1/1 prowess monk. It can get there.
He can. His potential is limitless.
Yeah, there's some very very good turns that you can have with him that get you into funny situations. Although it's a little bit less powerful now that we don't have bubbles.
Ooh, that's a Murktide Regent? Yeah.
Yeah, this is not good. We kind of shields down unless we have another unholy heat. Really is the only way we can go about this.
Yeah, and that's going to be a 7/7, it looks like.
Yeah, I believe so.
1 land in the pile. So even gets around Unholy Heat unless he feels compelled to block this monk.
The 1/1 monk.
Yeah.
I assume at this point we go for the Thundering Falls in Mongoose's list. I imagine because we
Yeah,
don't have much to do.
need to find something good, but what can you even find? It's a rough spot.
No, it's terrible.
I guess a Murktide of our own. We can make an 8/8.
Yeah,
He's only got how many Murktides? I think he's only got 1 in his list, right? Or am
I
I
think it's 2 for
misremembering?
Nomgoose.
Okay.
Yeah, we're definitely getting
It's
rid
a
of that.
wasteland.
That's not very good here. I mean, it would be good if we had not the Murktide on board, but it's
Oh
unfortunately not the
yes.
situation that we're talking about here. That is neither here nor there.
Wasteland can do a lot, but you can't do very much against honkin' chonkin' dragons.
I do wonder if Nomgoose brought in the Pyroblast, because Pyroblast is what I'd be searching for to get out of this hole.
I would expect it. It looks like he's got a Murktide though. Just picking up his yard.
Yeah, the classic. I'm gonna
Maybe.
check my graveyard. Could be a tell.
All right. Looks like Philly in the step, so didn't have anything quite yet. Imagine he's holding on to some number of bolts at this point.
Yep.
And there's one of them.
Ellie is now dead. It was a good doggo. Rest in peace.
Was she a good doggo?
Ah, for the player, not for the opponent.
Swings for 7.
Yeah, not much you can do about that. You're just gonna take it on the chin unless you have a brazen borrower.
And this is such a horrible spot for an in game because you want a Pyroblast, but now that he's got 6 mana in play, there's so many live draws.
Yeah.
One Pyroblast will only get you so far. Like you basically need one for this Murktide, but then you're gonna be stuck dealing with the next big blue threat that goes in the stack.
Yeah, that's the really rough spot we're in too, especially if you get rid of Murktide and you just get to play into hey, Tameo into flip.
Oh yeah.
Call it a day.
Need something good. Boomerang Basics also another potential answer to this.
Oh,
Reset
right.
the Murktide.
That is a potential answer. I did
Which
forget
he
about
might have
that.
he might have kept this. So it looks like he's
We are going for
casting
Murktide.
a Murktide. Yeah.
I assume this is gonna be an 8/8. And it's probably gonna eat a Swords of Plowshare.
Swords of Plowshares. That gives us some time at least.
Never mind, it's gonna be a 7/7.
Oh.
So we are.
So I guess he wanted to preserve. I feel like he might have had enough. I don't quite know what's in the graveyard, but might not have even had enough
We are
to grow it high enough. Or wanted to keep Delirium.
Just to show them who's boss, we are swinging in for 1.
Got to do it.
And I believe we lost life total somewhere at point.
There's the Swords of Plowshares instantly.
Of course. We're going up by 7, so we're going back to 16.
Yeah, so I think the Delving, I don't know if he had another spell or if he could have kept Delirium, but keeping Delirium is kind of awkward in this spot because of this large Murktide in play. Like your Dragon's Waste Channelers aren't.
They're not really
obviously
relevant.
You have the one. Oh, yeah, you'll just attack instantly into a giant guy. But we have a Warped Riddler. We're gonna draw so many cards.
Oh, for sure. We did swing in. We are
and stifling the in step.
Leaving, yeah. Very fun.
Yeah.
This is not looking good for our tempo player. This is
no, it looks quite horrible. And there's a Caracas as well.
There's the Pyroblast.
We have the one Pyroblast. Got it.
Do you have a second Pyro? I am getting reports that Brainstorm for the love of God is what Nomgoose is saying on their turn.
Oh gosh. And there's another Riddler.
That is another Riddler. And that means you draw.
We're gonna draw 3.
Yeah, you draw extra cards.
Each one.
Yeah,
each one lets you draw an additional card, and he has one in hand, so there's 3 cards. Swings for 4. Did he find a way to scam this Riddler?
Yeah,
he did.
This is not good.
Yeah. Gosh, Stifle's broken.
Yeah. We are actually pondering. We're getting somewhere.
Ponder.
I don't know where we're going, but we're getting somewhere. There is a weird off spec here where you can probably go for Unholy Heat Pyroblast, and then you're in an okay spot again.
Or you can just see some lands.
I will show you that my hand is double STP and a Hydroblast. So you're cooked unless you get something good.
Ouch. That's just the worst.
No, that truly is the worst. The good news is
there's a Brainstorm.
The good news here is you can theoretically survive because we can put 2 cards back, which means we'll have a 2-card hand. So the perfect 2 cards. The perfect 2 cards are needed.
And then you need them again, and then again, and then again.
Yeah. You just need the perfect cards.
Looks like.
Yeah, there's Unholy Heat.
So then Unholy Heat. So we're gonna kill one. Hydroblast, Unholy Heat. Yeah. And we're dead.
What is the other card?
Oh man, he's gonna Hydroblast that, Swords the Monk token, draw 3 again.
So rough. And that's
it's so hard to compete in the mid game if you get out of the early game and they're not under enough pressure. It's just the blue-white blink deck, all their cards just do so many things. They draw so many cards, and they're so resilient and hard to kill. I think that's just a really rough matchup for the tempo.
Yeah, thankfully, next matchup they're going to be in a very fun situation where Is It Tempo gets to play. Oh, Blue White Blink gets to play against Salty Moles, who is on Just Sky Wizards. So next round will be
Just Guy
very, very interesting.
Wizards. I'm looking forward to it. I like Wizards.
Oh yeah, Wizards will be
That is
tons
a
and tons
sweet
of
deck.
fun.
I mainly play Painter, but when I'm not playing Painter, I dabble with Grixis Wizards myself, and that Thunder Trap Trainer, lots of fun.
Ah, Grixis Wizards is so much fun. Is it what's his name? James Kurosawa who plays it? Or he
Oh, he
plays Grixis
doesn't. James
Control.
Casal,
He
he
plays
straight up
Grixis
he plays
Control.
a. I don't know that he's ever messed around with a lot of Thunder Trap trainers in his deck. He's probably tried a couple of them, but I personally like the Thunder Trap trainer lists. Oh yeah, a lot of fun, a lot of interactive magic, and I think that'll be a really good set. I think the Wizards deck can compete a lot more strongly in the mid game against this blue eye, and you have a lot of early game answers, so you don't get scammed out too often with these early failures. So I'm excited for that one.
Oh, for sure. Well, that's it from us for right now. And next round will be coming up.